So, 'cause
Okay.
I'm curious if you even have any idea who I picked.
I have a few guesses, but I don't know if any of them are right.
Yeah. I'd be surprised. Yeah,
You'd be surprised if I guessed it correct.
I would.
Who the fuck did you get?
I dug a bit deep on this one. All right, you ready?
I'm as wait, let me. Okay, I'm as ready as I'm gonna ever be.
All right, I'm gonna start the group call.
Yeah!
How's it going?
Oh yeah!
Hi.
We get together.
So she is a little sick.
I'm a little sick.
No worries, no worries.
So I sound like shit. But I am here. I'm so excited. Oh!
For sure, for sure. No, don't worry about it. It'll be great. It'll be great.
That'd be great. That'd be great. Yeah.
I told you weren't gonna guess.
No, I absolutely did not have this person on my list. I'm like, who the hell? Okay, I'm excited. It's not a bad thing. It's a good thing because I'm like, I don't know. I'm so stuck up this hole that I have no idea. The Gucci gang, yay!
Let's go.
I saw the group chat start. I'm like, Christian Gucci gang, what?
I struggled so hard
happened
to see if we still had the group chat in so that I could like do this without having to like make a group chat beforehand, because otherwise I was like, shit, is Gail in my Discord?
I think so. I mean, probably would have worked out.
Yeah. Either
Not
way.
with this much.
Either way, we still get to use the group chat, so you know.
Yeah, that's great.
So yeah, welcome to our anime and manga podcast, Gail.
Yeah,
I
welcome,
appreciate
Gail.
it.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Happy
thank
to
you.
have you. I just keep staring at this Christ for arms thing, and I just why do I have to see this again after 2 years?
You're welcome.
That was something I could have lived without seeing again, though.
Nah. We need the memories.
The memories, they're always there,
Mm-hmm. Alright, so
even if they're buried.
also I also just looked at it and I thought it said 3 new EDM songs from Dildo, and I was like, wait.
That's what I thought too. Honestly, before I saw Gail's name, I saw Daldo, and I was what?
Oh lord. Anyways, so like how the podcast normally works, Gail, generally we do a little bit of a cold opening with like a story or something, and then we jump into like just anime chatter of whatever variety that we jump into whatever rabbit hole that we choose. So
Sounds good to me.
yep. And it is Shio's turn to do the code open. So
All right, I thought of one because it's relevant. So I kind of forgot. Excuse my voice. I'm a little sick. I kind of forgot how big of a deal New Year's is in Japan, and how big of a deal it is in anime for anime announcements. Because everything is getting announced like today or like being previewed, and they have all these different events going on in their games, and you have to wake up at like 2 freaking a.m. to experience them. So I am preparing myself for a very early 6 p.m. bedtime so I can wake up properly at 2 a.m. so I can play an anime game for their New Year's event that goes on from like 2 a.m. to like 8 a.m. And I'm going to die.
Oh my god. Why?
Don't get invested into anime games and don't get invested into anime because everything is when you're supposed to be sleeping.
Just don't get Shio's level of invested. It's fine.
I am like all or nothing. If I like something, I'll be like, okay, like I like it. But I love something when it becomes my entire life for at least a year.
Mm-hmm.
And so this game, I've been playing it for a long time. Do you guys have any like anime news that you're looking forward to that's coming out soon, or events or anything?
Bro, you think I keep up with anime news?
I mean, I'm pretty excited because they're announcing a lot of like previews and stuff for like the new season within the next 2 days, and there's a few like I know Studio Orange has like a big announcement coming up
No.
on Japan time at midnight, and then so like 8 a.m. And then
I mean, latest news that I've kept up with has been Digimon dropped that they're having a new manga that's going to tie into their TCG, and that's about it that I have as far as like stuff that's hit my circle that I'm interested in, but I don't actively seek out news. My news is generally just like what animes are dropping next season.
That's fair. That's fair.
So.
I got excited because they also announced Kimi ni Todoke finally has like news about its third season, other than the fact that it's happening and happening soon. So I'm like, yay! Original cast is back. The designs look great. They look the same, which is perfect.
Bro, oh my gosh. Which, Gail, what have you been watching lately since you've been in college and stuff?
Like, yeah.
So, like, unfortunately, it's a very slim list because of just like general workload, jobs, doing stuff and whatnot. It's time consuming, but I try to save myself like a little bit of time to watch things. It's just not as much as it used to be. For right now, there's like four. These are unfortunately all very generic series, but like, God, I love them to death, so it doesn't matter to me. But I guess the things that I'm really looking out for is one, it got dropped like, I want to say a week ago or something, that there's going to be a new reboot of One Piece as an anime, which at first kind of made no sense to me because, like, I mean, it's still going on, right? But I kind of understand with like how much they have to cover and all that, and especially like for anyone who like wants to start and they want to watch it instead of read it, like, not that it's bad animation, but I mean, like, it's old, it's 90s,
it's very
like,
dated.
yeah, why not, like, do a little overhaul, especially given it's like the most like best-selling manga in the world and stuff. So very excited for that, especially because it's with Studio, which I think did the first season of Vinland Saga.
Yeah.
And for people that have like talked to me before, oh my gosh, I'm a sucker for Vinland Saga. So that's probably what I'm most excited for that got like recently announced. But outside of that, also really looking for. Actually, I wouldn't say looking forward to. I have mixed feelings about the two Haikyuu movies that are coming out in like the next year or two or something.
Those scare me. Those scare me.
Wait, Haikyuu's still going? I thought Haikyuu ended.
The manga's over, but the anime. So they have like a lot to still cover, and they announced that they're doing just 2 movies, and that's not enough to cover all the content. And so everyone's really nervous.
Oh boy.
Yeah, that's
I'm with you.
If they split it the way I think they're going to, I think the second movie will actually be really good, but I think the first one's going to be pretty awful because the first one should definitely be a season 5, which is the rest of nationals and like post nationals and all that, but I actually really like the idea of ending with a movie that covers the Olympics arc and like the training arc on the beach in Brazil and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So very excited for that.
Yeah, that makes sense to me because that was like a very smaller portion of the story. But yeah, there was a lot though from the point we left off on until the end of
Yeah.
this arc, and I'm like,
Yeah.
what? I'm like I don't agree with these choices, but okay, we're here.
Yeah, I concur, especially given like they're probably the two best games in the story, at least in the manga. So the fact that they're putting those two games into a movie is
If
like,
they do
yeah, I
that,
don't
like
know.
they might not even animate the last part. They might just do like the last games, and that's it.
Yeah,
Mm,
yeah, we'll see.
We'll see. We have no idea yet. They've only gave us information about one movie, so
I'm gonna be
Right.
honest though. At least it's getting the conclusion. It's not stuck in a limbo like certain other sports animes have gotten mistreated in the past. So
that's
True,
true.
true. That's
That's
very
true.
good.
we don't talk about Prince of Tennis still airing in 2023 or Kuroko's new
The manga
basket.
is still ongoing for like the spin-off mangas are still ongoing, and the spin-off mangas aren't like spin-offs; they're like continuations. And
I
I'm like, what?
know.
Why are you still going?
And I don't think we got a proper conclusion to Kuroko's at all, so
No, we did. We
we
did.
did?
No, we did not.
We didn't.
No.
Uh,
No.
I didn't think
Oh,
so.
because they animated the whole thing, and then they add the specials, which were the specials.
If that's the end of the manga, then because I watched the seasons and I watched the movie, and it feels like very, very still open. But I don't read the manga, so I don't know anything on that.
I mean, there's like more they definitely could have done overall, but I think like the point of what they were trying to make, I think, was concluded.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I thought her Haikyuu had ended a while ago because I was thinking of finally like binge watching all of it and finishing it. But I don't remember
Yeah,
where
if
I
you
left
would
off.
have done that, you would have been very unsatisfied because you would have been left off, and you're gonna be like, "But what happens
Oh
next?"
my god. I mean, to be fair, I think I'm in season 2, so I think I have a decent amount to catch up on, regardless.
Yeah, you
But
got a lot still.
Oh, what? Yeah, like you'd love it, but yeah, you'd end season 4 and be like, hold up, we're
yeah,
getting set up for a game, and there's nothing next.
I
Yeah.
mean, I watched Prince of Tennis growing up and got set up for a game and had to wait like 10 years for the game. So,
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
yeah. I think I could survive it a bit, but and Prince of Tennis coming back after like over a decade with a whole new season as well was fucking wild. So
That
I
was
can
like that. Like the zombies came up from the dead for Prince of Tennis. They're like, "We have been awoken."
it, I feel like okay, we've talked about on the podcast before that like shojo gets kind of shoved under the rug, but sports anime does as
Yeah.
well. Like I
Yeah.
think Haikyuu's the first sports anime that really hit the mainstream, but other than that, generally sports anime ends up being quite a bit of a niche of an anime genre that doesn't really get hit on
Yeah.
often.
Because a lot of people talk about there's like a huge following for like baseball anime. Mind
Mm-hmm.
you, I've never watched a baseball anime, even though it's my favorite sport. I think that's why I haven't watched a baseball anime. um, but uh, there's like a huge following for all these different like baseball anime, and all these people watch it, and it's such like a niche that I admire from afar.
Okay, I'm gonna be honest. On my 2024 bingo list of anime I have to watch, I have to watch a baseball anime, and I think it's the first one I've had to watch. And I've only agreed to watch it because
Ooh.
the dude is very, very naked in the trailer or the opening.
Wait, which one was that on your list?
1 ounce.
1 ounce. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I
I
watched
wasn't
the
sure because
opening,
there's a
and
lot of them.
yeah, in the opening he is very not clothed. It came up on my anime music quiz, and I was terrified that I was about to
Oh.
have my entire Twitch channel taken down because it pans down, and sadly doesn't show anything. But I will watch it now. So I will endure.
You got this.
Mm-hmm. I love sports anime though, so it's fine. But it's just baseball, men with sticks, not my thing.
I love baseball. I think it's like a really fun, like relaxing sport to follow, and especially when you know you know.
Mm-hmm.
But it's I if you're not interested in baseball, I can see where there's no appeal in baseball.
Yeah, I mean, I have no interest in sports in general, so uh, like my interest in sports is limited to tennis because that's the only one I played, and I think that was something me and Gail had initially talked about because he got into haiku because he played volleyball. So,
Yeah.
Yup.
which you
Yeah,
still,
no, definitely enhances the experience, I'd say.
yeah.
I mean, I played every sport, so all the sport anime just feel like that to me.
Oh my god, yeah, that was never required of me. I joined the tennis team,
Ex-
and it was fun because I didn't have to worry about team play. I could just do my own thing, and
yeah,
I get the whack
tennis is
shit.
fun.
Mhm.
Yes.
Then I learned you can really fuck up your shoulder when doing it, and I was like, nope, never mind. I like my bones. We're good.
I still have like a friend who like plays tennis in like a professional circuit, and she tells me about it. I'm like, you go, girl, you go.
I couldn't. I'm 30 and I'm in enough pain. I couldn't imagine how much more pain I would be in if I continued to sport because that shit does good for your body, but goddamn can it also fuck it up.
Yep.
So do
You'll have
sports,
aches
but
and pains until you die.
yeah, do it in moderation. Don't be stupid with it unless you're making money off of it. Then do stupid with it, I guess.
Or play like a sport like curling, where you're not you're not dying.
Like
You're just
curling.
getting frostbite. Like curling. Curling's fun.
Oh my goodness. Oh, what else have
Wait,
you
is
been
there
up?
a curling anime?
I'm sure it's out there.
I'm googling. What else have you been up to, Gail?
Um, in the context of anime and manga specifically, I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Because unfortunately, that's the one aspect of my life that's kind of like, I don't want to say like neglected, but it has kind of been pushed to the side a little bit. And that's not even like for any specific reason. It's just kind of more of a like, I have to allocate time to certain things. Some things just end up taking more time and more priority than others. So it
That's
just
fair.
is that way. Yeah.
I mean,
But
we've all been there at one point, and so it's just you're younger, so you're hitting that a little later than me and Shio have. So it's
yeah.
understandable.
Yeah. Wait, you're just hitting your slump. It'll come back. But the slumps can last from like 6 months to like 5 years. So
Mhm. Also, off topic, but back onto it. There is a manga about curling called Orange Delivery, but it does not have an anime.
oh, okay.
So,
I gotta find this orange delivery.
so.
That'll be my goal today.
Anyway, back. Sorry, I had to.
No, that was important.
It was.
Yeah. Let's see. Oh, another thing. This is probably like the last thing because kind of in the context of anime and manga, I have like my big three, which are One Piece, Haikyuu, and Hunter x Hunter, are like the main things that I actually like am still relevant with. And for Hunter x Hunter, I know that Tagashi, the author, like recently did like post it on his little Twitter account after like our 23rd year of hiatus or whatever. He was like, yeah, guys, I wrote 4 endings because guess what? I know I'm not actually finishing this, which was like sad, but also good because I did want to know how it ended. But I'm also like, I don't know how I feel because we're in the middle of a setup right now for like potentially not only Hunter x Hunter's best arc, but like maybe one of the best arcs just like in general shonen manga, just from the standpoint of like the complexity of what he was setting up and the mystery and just kind of the grand scale of it. And the fact that we now understand that like we're not getting that gives me like very, I don't know, very mixed feelings about like the
Yeah.
entire situation.
Well, they even did like he sent one of his potential endings to like a newscast or something, and they read the ending live on air.
Yeah.
Where it's the ending if he doesn't finish. Like he
It's
wrote
the
all the
worst
different
ending,
endings.
he said.
Yeah, but it's the ending. Like if he does not finish any other ending, this is going to be the canon ending. And I was like, I feel like it's weird that he announced that already, and he's like, yeah, if it doesn't finish, here's how it's gonna end. Whereas he could have just had that, like, okay, when I'm
Like,
kick the bucket,
when I pass,
read this.
release this when I kick the bucket.
Yeah,
Yeah, like,
but
that would make
like,
more sense.
yeah, but the fact that he released now, like, I got the summary of what it was, and it's so not an ending at all. Like, it's an ending, but it's so not an ending.
I didn't understand any of it because I don't know much about Hunter x Hunter, so that'll change next year.
The fact that it doesn't even clarify who the kids belong to. Like, that's what ticked me off. Like, you know who one of the kids belong to, but you don't have any clue on anybody else. Like, okay, great, thanks.
Maybe he has like a little like sketched out chapter like to be released instead, so he gives us clarification.
Because yeah, it's weird. I mean, granted, I'm not obviously caught up with the manga since I don't read manga. I'm praying for the day that more anime continues, which we'll probably do after he unfortunately kicks the bucket if they do it. But that will probably be done in like a reboot, since if anything else, because they really need to fix that
Again,
Ant arc.
a third reboot.
Yes. I'm sorry, but I cannot. I will not be able to rewatch through the Ant arc when the Ant arc is longer than the rest of the series combined, because of how bad it is, like how badly paced it is.
Yeah, it's like what, 64 episodes or something. It's in the 60s. It's really bad.
I'm reading. Oh, thank God, I'm reading this.
I'm told it still draws out in the manga, but I don't know how bad.
It's 133 chapters in the manga. I would say it's not as bad just because you can get through a chapter quicker than an episode. So like the overall experience will be better to read, but like, oh my gosh, it's still just
that's shorter than a lot of Bleach arcs, so I can deal with that.
I mean, in a grand scale of things, Hunter x Hunter, even the anime, isn't that long. It hasn't even hit 200 episodes, so compared to the big three, it's baby. Like, it's not bad.
Yeah.
So, but Naruto's 400, 500 episodes, 200 in the main series, and like 200 and something in the Shippuden, and God, if we want to include Boruto to that with its 200 something episodes.
Just no.
Listen, you're talking to a Boruto lover here, so.
Oh, okay.
I'm a Boruto, like, I read the parts that I want to read.
It's been so good. I'm so ticked that people are shitting on it so hard, because it's actually been really fucking fire. So
I've been really enjoying the continuation. Like, a lot though.
So, like, and I've heard so many rave reviews about the time skip as well, and I'm like, shit, I want to get there.
Yeah, the time skip's been pretty good.
Yeah. So, I have spoilers of so much because I watch Naruto content creators that have spoiled it for me, and I'm fine with it because that just gives me something to look forward to. It's like one of the few series where I don't mind spoilers because I'm like, I just want to see it. I want to see how we get from here to whatever the fuck they're talking about right now, because it doesn't add up, but I'm sure it's gonna be fucking wild.
Hell yeah.
And there's me reading it, and I'm like, I don't know the context, but I'm reading this anyways.
Oh my god. And then like, I'm told, which Sasuke was one of my least favorite characters in all of Naruto, like, and I'm told that Boruto redeems him and makes him a decent character. I'm like, holy shit. If they can redeem, like, one of the worst characters that they ever made, I'm for it. So, but yeah, and then One Piece and the thousands and Bleach.
Oh my gosh, yes.
So, God, we talked enough about One Piece last episode too.
Yeah, we talked so much about One Piece last time. We talked a lot about One Piece.
Yeah, Shio's still catching up.
Oh,
I am also technically
nice.
behind, so but I'm further than
Yeah.
Shio because I'm in Wano. So
I
Ooh, okay,
one
okay.
yeah, and I'm in Thriller Bark.
Oh, okay, okay.
yeah,
Yeah, but I think One Piece is gonna be my buffer series where in between my reading challenge I'll probably try to knock out a little bit of One Piece when I need a break from all the other insanity I've been reading.
I can't wait for you to get to Big Mom.
You know, that's the arc that got me into One Piece.
It's so good. But I want your thoughts on a few things, and I'm not gonna say what few things because I want you to see. I want to see if you bring them up, or if it's just me. So
Did you just want me to like actually send you my reaction to what I'm reading in One Piece at this point?
there's only specific points at this point. I think
Not that I'm actively reading
yeah,
One Piece like every day or anything, because like
there
I pick up
are
like 5 volumes every like 3 months.
yeah. Now there's only like some key moments that I would be interested to hear your thoughts on. So like when I know you're past that, I'll ask about it. But since as far as like overall arcs, at least in this middle part, because the one thing I would want your big reaction to, you already know, because spoilers.
Yeah, and that's the reason, and that's what's motivating me to read One Piece, like
Yeah.
knowing that One Piece.
I will be
Which,
curious, like,
well,
of
it
your
kills
reaction
me that
from
I
actually
know
reading.
it,
Yeah.
but yeah.
I will be curious, like, how your reaction is to actually reading it versus, like, even if you with you already knowing it's gonna happen. When we're talking about the whole Ace situation, Gail.
I figured, but I
Yeah.
was not sure. But yeah, that makes sense.
I figure because it is the spoiler essentially of One Piece right now. Well, and I'd be curious to see what your thoughts are on like how it's played out, but I don't know how it plays out in the manga versus the anime. And then
I do know when I read that when I was younger, with
Mhm.
no context and not caring about the characters, I cried when I was like in like middle school, high school,
Oh my gosh.
from reading the few chapters that with zero context. I didn't read any other One Piece chapters, so I'm like, I'm not ready. I'm scared because it's going to destroy me, and I'm
Yeah.
going to be a mess, and I cry really easily, and yeah.
Yeah, and there's some introductions to some new characters you're gonna get. I'm curious what you'll think of those, but I don't want to like mention them because I don't know if you know they exist or not because they're not crew members. So, you've probably
There's
seen
a
them.
few
So,
ones I know.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'll be curious on some things, but it's gonna be very much of like there's a lot of stuff I don't really care about. Like I love it, don't get me wrong, but I don't really care about like
You don't need my reaction to Thriller
yeah.
Bark.
Yeah.
They're like, holy shit, look at that mansion.
Right. Like, oh no, a zombie. I mean there is one part of Thriller Bark towards the end that I'm gonna want your opinion on. But like again, it's like little moments that I'm gonna want, and you'll probably know well, they're big moments, but they're small in the scale of how much there is of One Piece. So
And what's funny is I'm always the person who like freaks out over the small stupid shit too. I'm like, holy shit! Everyone's like, that doesn't matter. I'm like, but holy shit!
fine. I mean, One Piece has a lot of that, to be honest. One Piece has a lot of like little moments that like blow up because you think about it, the ship died, and it's just a ship, but like it also destroyed most of the community's hearts. So
It's more than a ship.
exactly. So One Piece is all about like the little moments that you wouldn't think that outside of One Piece would be that big of a deal, but in One Piece they kind of are.
It's a big deal.
It's a big ship. It's gone now, but it was a big ship.
So he lives on in our hearts.
Yeah.
Oh, I can now. So I was really excited, kind of when I finished that arc, because I got when I was at Anime Central like a year, 2 years ago. I got this really pretty One Piece print with the Thousand Sunny, and I felt like I couldn't put it on my wall because I hadn't got there yet.
Oh my god.
And now I've got there. Now I can put it on my wall.
Oh my god. Imagine getting a print from a series that you hadn't even caught up on yet.
Oh my god, but it's such a pretty print. It's purple, and he's on the sea, and it's all purple. And I was just like, I want it, and I got it.
I can't say shit. I own My Hero Academia prints, so.
I actually don't own any of My Hero prints.
I own 2. One of them was a gift from somebody. The other one I bought as
wait, that's a lie.
a joke, gag-ish, kind of. The art's really hot, but it's Dobby and Hawks.
I remember this. Yes.
Yeah, it's that print.
I realize I just lied. I do have a My Hero print, and that's because I bought an Endeavor zine. So
of course you did.
They had a really cute button of his butt. It's an enamel pin.
Don't you miss this, Gael?
Yep.
So cute.
Oh my god.
That was the whole reason I got the zine, because you had to get the whole zine in order to get the button.
I got I bought the Hawks Dobby print because we were walking through the 18 plus area of a con, and the print was there, and Dobby is how do I say this? We can keep it safe for work. Dobby is below Hawks, and I looked at my friend and I was like, if Hawks squeezes his butt cheeks, he can rip Dobby's nose off. And my friend proceeded to die in the middle of the con floor. And then I bought the print and I sat it up in our hotel room to where she had to look at it every time that she woke up.
Oh my god, that's so funny.
So now I own that print. So it is not hanging up in my apartment, but I own the prints.
The print has a good prints that come with a story are the best prints.
They are. But now I'm like, I tried to get her to take it because I initially bought it for her, and she's like, I can't look at this anymore. I'm like, sorry.
Yeah, because like my favorite print is I have a bookseller Honda-san print, and it's like the skeleton, and it just goes, "It's Yowie!"
Oh my god.
And the reason it's my favorite is because I went and I was like, "Oh my god, is that a bookseller Honda-san print?" And the seller looked at me. He's like, "You are the only person who knows what this is from. Please take this print." And I'm like, "Yes!" He's like, "You have earned the print."
Oh my god.
And it was great, and I need to hang it on my wall because it makes me laugh every time I look at it, because they just go, "It's Yowie!"
I still regret not getting that Fullmetal Alchemist wall scroll at Anime Expo, because so Gail, when we were at Anime Expo, there was the wall scroll booth, and one that's at every con, and they had a Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood wall scroll, except it wasn't Brotherhood art.
No,
it is literally the same exact Fullmetal Alchemist wall scroll I have on my wall that I've had for almost 15 years. It is the second wall scroll I ever bought, but it's not Brotherhood. It doesn't even have the Fullmetal Alchemist logo on it. It's just the Ed and Al on it. And then we went to
Brotherhood wasn't even out yet.
Yeah, and then Anime Expo has the same exact wall scroll, except they just put the Brotherhood logo in the corner, and I'm like,
but that's not Brotherhood.
Wow.
It's not Brotherhood. It's not. It doesn't even look like Brotherhood. The art style is so different, and I'm like, I want it just so I can hang them next to each other.
It'd be like Fullmetal Alchemist on your wall.
I would fucking do it because I was like, this is insane. Why would at least get there's gotta be wall scrolls for Brotherhood. There has to be. There's no way there isn't. So
there is. I've seen them before.
Why? Well, they don't even have to why bother putting the logo on there? If the logo wasn't there to begin with, people are still gonna buy it for being Fullmetal Alchemist.
Was it by chance bootleg or no?
It has to be bootleg.
I can't imagine. Actually, no. I was like, I can't imagine. I'm like, no. I've seen official work for Fruits Basket where they had the art from like the new anime, but they put the old anime logo with it, and I'm like, this is official. This is official. I don't think this is okay.
Oh my god. That hurts me.
It hurt. It did hurt. I was like,
Um,
why?
no. I mean, con merch is always like kind of sketchy, but that was just like I passed by that booth so many times and I looked at it and the only thing that stopped me was like I can't fit this in my suitcase and I'm not doing a Shio and shipping stuff to myself. I
I,
can't.
I told my parents that whenever I go to Japan, I'm doing that again, and they looked at me and they're like, "No, you're not." And I'm like, "Try to stop me. I'll be in another country."
Oh my god. It's gonna be so expensive to ship from Japan, woman.
It's okay. I'm gonna save with that in mind.
God. That's the dream though. Japan trip.
Absolutely.
I have decided officially. This is my announcement. I am going to Japan in 2 years.
Nice.
I am
Oh, that is
starting
lit.
now. So,
I will go to Japan when they lift the law that you or rule or whatever that you have to be vaccinated to enter the country, or when I'm able to be healthy enough to be vaccinated because I still can't be vaccinated. Fucking
I
hurts
had to
me,
think
man.
about that for a second. I'm like, I'm vaccinated, right? Yeah, I'm vaccinated. That was so long ago. So I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm vaccinated, right? Yeah, I am.
I have still not gotten the okay. Well, I got the okay from my doctor like a few months ago, and then I got sick again, and doctor is now like, no, you're you need strength again, and I'm like, I didn't even get sick from COVID this time. I got sick from bronchitis. God dang it, freaking Vegas.
Yeah, but bronchitis, if you get, and if you're having like, you have a, like, you're not gonna be able to breathe.
No, I had bronchitis and I had the sinus infection at the same time, so I was
Yeah.
out. So, I lost 28 pounds in a week from being sick.
Oh my god.
So
Oh God.
they were not happy with me at the like, how'd you do this? And I'm like, I went to Vegas, and they're like, yeah, don't do that.
Yeah, no more Vegas for you. You're cut off.
Yeah,
Not for the reasons that most people are cut off from Vegas.
yeah, right. I like all I did was like it's apparently just the dry air because I live in a very humid place and being in dry environments is more prone to getting bacteria infections and stuff if you're not used to it. I was like,
Shit.
oh, I didn't know
Does this
that.
mean I might get like a third time?
Yes.
Because I'm going to Arizona in like a week, and I am going. It's dry, and
Okay,
it's
so
very humid here.
Arizona isn't as bad as the middle of Nevada. I will say that.
It's true. That's probably true.
It's
Yeah,
also not as cram packed with people,
it's true.
so you will
And
be better.
we're probably not going to be around a lot of people. So.
Yeah. Just grab some airborne and some shit and like prepare, and I think you'll be fine. Yeah.
Okay.
Vegas was just like we walked around the strip a lot. We did go drinking in many crowded bars, and the convention center itself was also very crowded. There was a lot of people. But we did go through like an entire 24 pack of water in like 2 days. So, not including the water that we were drinking outside of our hotel room. Like, it was a constant feeling of being dehydrated. It did not stop. It was insane.
Yeah,
That is
I'm like
wild.
humid.
It is.
Humid places, you feel like you're drinking water when you're not drinking water.
Yeah. It was
Yeah.
very much like that. I was like, I've never in my life craved water so much in my life. Like, I'm very much I'll drink anything but water. I'll drink juice
Same.
and I'll drink soda and I'll drink tea. But there I was like, I need water. I just need straight up water. Please hydrate me. Like, it was so bad. But it's was an interesting, it was worth it. Like, I had a lot of fun at the con. Praying it, I'm pretty sure it's not going to be in Vegas next year. I don't think the convention people liked Vegas either. So probably going back to Cali next year for TwitchCon.
It's okay. I my last big con before my trip will be ASEN, and then only small cons. Ooh.
I still have to decide what I'm doing for cons because I do want to do TwitchCon again. I want to do at least an anime con that's not streaming related, and I don't know what I'm gonna do because Anime Expo's a lot.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, I'm gonna go to ASEN. It's a big con, but it's not like overwhelmingly big.
No,
So
we need to plan a con near Gael so we can finally meet his ass. Since we've got to meet each other, now we need to meet Gael.
yeah.
Yeah, it's a little hard to get to me. I apologize.
I'm sure there's conventions near you. It's fine.
No, for sure. Well, I don't know because I always am like hopping between school and home, which is like 6.5 hours between each other.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I'm sure there's cons near like both places because it's basically San Francisco and LA, which of course
Oh,
have stuff.
Oh,
yeah.
So,
yeah, you're in Con Central, man.
Yeah, there's so many. So,
There's probably a
yeah.
bunch of them in between as well. Like,
oh, for sure. Gail's in prime location for Anime Expo, basically.
yeah, you could just drive there every day from home and hit
Oh.
yourself.
Yep.
Yeah, true. It's like 45 minutes from my
Mm-hmm.
house. And it's in the summer, right? Because that's like one of the few months where I'm actually home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cause
Like
God.
4th of July weekend every weekend.
Yeah. Which is the one
I
thing
mean,
that sucks. I'm
fine.
like, can you stop doing it on 4th of July weekend? Because some of us work retail and it's really hard to get off 4th of July weekend.
Yeah, I'm like, that's a blackout weekend for most people, guys.
Yeah.
And to be fair, a lot of us just work normal jobs.
Right. Anime fans don't
Like,
have good jobs. What do you mean? We work retail and fast food.
like I have sold my soul this year for work because I had 4th of July off last year.
Yeah.
So my soul has been sold to my workplace.
I don't know. I would like to do Anime Expo again, but I'm not. I'm not pushing myself to 2 big cons next year because that killed me this year. So
That was a lot.
yeah, I would have been fine if I didn't like immediately get sick and lose my job after coming back from TwitchCon. I had it budgeted right until then I got sick and I missed 2 weeks of work essentially. So
So you just gotta make sure you budget in case you get sick again.
right. Well, getting sick again and then getting fired for being sick is just like, really, guys? Really? You know, this is a lawsuit, right? If I had money, I could sue y'all, but I don't have money. It's like, you're fucking lucky because I work for a shitty company. So, I mean, I would like to go to like Offkai or something because that's the VTuber con, but don't know.
Kai gives me anxiety. I'm like, between that and Anime Impulse, I see like all of their like, oh yeah, sign up for this event, sold out in like less than a minute. I'm like that's
Mm-hmm.
stressful. I can't. I'm stressed. I am stressed thinking about this. Like,
But all
no.
the VTubers you could meet.
Yes, but I have to like sit on my computer and pray that I don't work that day when they drop the announcement and be like, okay, ready to get my tickets.
Fair.
Spam. Like I have lived past those days as an EXO fan. I'm past that.
Fair. I mean, there is a trading card convention here in Houston that I'll be attending in February, I think. Yeah, some people I've met through streaming are gonna probably be driving down for it, so I feel like all my cons now are just to meet people I know through streaming, and I'm like, I just want to meet you in person. Let's meet at a fucking convention near you. That's all it is. Like,
And I just go to the cons for the cons. If I
yeah,
meet people, it's a bonus.
that's what it used to be for me, but now it's like, no, it's 100% been just like meeting all the online homies, which, yo, imagine a TwitchCon's in San Francisco. Where it started out at.
Oh, that'd be so clutch because San Francisco from like school is like, I don't know, an hour with traffic.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's really close.
Because it's
Yeah,
like,
no,
that's
it's
the first
insane.
city
I was
was in.
thinking about this. Yeah, no, I was thinking about this and like I have known so many people from Twitch for like over 3 years now, maybe even 4, and I have not met a single person yet. It's
Oh my
insane.
god. Yeah, it should be in Cali
Even though
again.
some people are
So
close. Oh, that
what?
would be clutch. Because
Yeah.
some people are super close. Like Yote is literally less than 2 hours from me, and I still have never met him.
Go meet that dork, please.
I know, I want to. I want to.
Just like come
God.
knocking at their door, be like, "Yo, bitch, wake up. We got some
That
people to meet."
that dude reached out to me. Like me and Ryote haven't talked in like a couple years either. Like, kind of just fell off because people get busy and stuff. And he reached out to
Anyway.
me a few months ago, and we were sitting there talking, and his ass just ended up calling me. And this was when I was still working at Walmart. I'm in the middle of my work shift on the call with him, and we're just bullshitting about like old times and shit, and like for I don't know 3 hours. And the only reason I had to hang up was because it was lunchtime, and I can't be on my phone in the middle of the breaker room because
Everyone hears everything.
yeah. So I was like,
Yeah.
okay, we're not gonna do this, but yeah, caught up with him for a little bit and everything, and I was like, shit. And that's actually what kind of sparked my idea. Like, let's do guest on the podcast. Like,
Yeah.
wait, there's a lot of people I can reach out to that we can do
Yeah.
guests on the podcast. And I was like,
And it was so funny because we talked about having guests on the podcast like before we started the podcast, and then we just never did.
Well, that's also because our guest list are people like half people like that we wouldn't be able to schedule with right now. Like we put four names on a guest list, and one
got
of them was doable. The other one might be feasible. The other two, I don't think we're ever gonna be able to get on.
No.
So
No.
I was like, we can just have the homies on. It's fine. We talk anime with them anyway.
Hell yeah.
And then I was like, Gael should be going on vacation around like Christmas time. Maybe I can steal him from his family for a bit.
Just a little bit, yeah.
Shio doesn't have
Also,
to know.
good that you did.
Yeah.
Also, good you did Christmas because the summer,
Cyan
I have
totally
no
didn't
clue if
kick
I'm
me out.
actually going to be free.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we started doing this a few weeks ago, so like this is fourth guest episode. So
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, clutch.
Yeah. Every episode before then has all just been me and Shio doing topics back and forth.
Oh.
These have just been kind of hangouts and fun to like catch up.
Absolutely, yeah.
So it's been a nice break. It's been a nice way to like catch up and get some other opinions on shows and stuff. Cause
it has
for
been.
sure.
That reminds me,
and it also gives us time to like watch and read stuff, so that way when we do have a one-on-one discussion, we'll have like more stuff to talk about.
Yeah. It reminds me though. I don't know if I ever got a follow up because I think last time we talked to Gael hadn't caught up on Fruits Basket.
Oh.
Have you caught up on Fruits Basket?
Oh, shit.
Did you ever finish it?
I did, but that was a while ago.
I mean, it was at least 2 years ago, yeah.
Yeah. Yes, that did eventually happen though, yes.
Oh my god, let's go. Because I was like, wait, I remember you were watching the final season, but I don't remember you ever finishing the final season. Because that was around the time I think you were getting ready to go to college or something along those lines.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that sounds right.
yeah.
Because I did finish, like, I remember finishing, I think, like 2 days before I went up. Because I remember, like, I watched that last episode and there was, like, boxes in my room and stuff.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, you like were feeling like the actual effects of the last episode because they're leaving and you're leaving and it fit.
It hit.
They went to like college quotations and like you're okay. That's actually beautiful.
Wait, but then he has to watch the prelude.
Prelude. Well, prelude.
That
I'm
came
always
out.
hesitant with prelude.
Why? It was so good.
Because half of it's like a re-summary.
I mean, he's gonna fucking need it since it's been 2 years.
I mean, yeah, he'll need it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a great journey to revisit. But after you finish binge watching the series and you go to the movie, you're like, okay. I mean, I love them.
Oh,
But
I still want the recap because it like okay, give
Goes
me
through
the
everything.
summary because it's 3 fucking seasons of show. Like, come on, sum it up for me. Let me see the cute moments again.
Yeah, just all together.
Mm-hmm. And then the little
Yeah.
bonus at the end.
Yes, the bonus. It's fine.
Damn, I should have made the contingency. Okay, Gail, you have to watch the prelude before you come on the podcast. So we can
Yeah,
talk
all
about
right.
it.
Given the way we're talking about it. Yeah.
Oh my god. Yeah, I mean that's like me and Shio's like biggest
That's our
common
favorite.
ground right there. Is me,
Yeah.
her love for the manga and my love for the anime. So
Yeah,
I see.
that
and it's my favorite part of the story, even though it's the most controversial. So
it's controversial
okay.
it's controversial to the people that are easily offended by everything that exists.
it you can't change that part of the story without changing
No.
the entire dynamic of Fruits Basket. So
Mhm.
that's the hill I die on.
Yeah.
So,
I'm like, it's fiction, it's cute, let it be. It's fine, whatever. It's not
Yeah.
people make it into something dirty when it's not, it's not. So, you know. They just don't want to let anime fans enjoy things anymore.
Tragic.
Mm-hmm. So what else have you been up to other than your like your college life?
Well, college life takes up so much, so like not much. I'm trying to think. Well, I mean, there's the academic parts which we won't talk about because it's whatever. But outside of that, well, at my school, I'm an RA, which is got plenty of stories from that because you're basically babysitting 30 plus 18-year-olds.
oh
It's
Ew.
yeah.
it's fun.
How
Gross.
did you rope? Who suckered you into being an RA? Like who hurt you?
Well, like no one but like free housing, right? So
That's true.
Nah, that makes
so
sense.
like and free food. Yeah. So it's like a good enough deal where I was like, you know what? Okay. And it's like my it's my type of I wouldn't say it's like my type of work, but like I don't know. I've always been like drawn towards leadership roles, so I was down for it.
I mean,
You're
it's
like, ah,
good.
yes, free food, free home and shelter. I just have to adopt 30 children. That's
Right.
fine.
Which, oh,
Deal.
Yeah.
that's a question because me and Shio have talked about this a lot. But does your college have an anime club?
They do. Or kind of. They have a Japanese club that's like basically an anime club, but they're technically more. But yes, there is one.
Do you attend it?
No, I don't have time.
Oh my god! Because like
No, so like
me and Shio have both done anime clubs for our local colleges, even though I didn't even attend college. I just snuck in all the time, so they just assumed I went
Yeah.
there.
oh,
But
You know
that's
what's funny is
tragic.
our college had actually a separate anime club and a separate Japanese club. Like it was Japanese culture club and like anime club. They're completely separate entities.
ours were very much the same. It was a Japanese cultural club, but literally it was just an anime club. They didn't do anything Japanese culture related. It was just we watch anime every day. So,
Nice.
but
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, no, it's like at the fairs when you like promote your club and you get people to like sign up and stuff, they do like Japanese culture. They'll have like candy and like music and this and that, but like their actual club meetings are just watching anime essentially. So it's basically an anime club. But
you
yeah,
gotta make
it's
time for
awesome.
that.
I would. I really should.
You get
But
so many stories from Anime Club, and you get introduced to so many different things. So it's like it's worth
Yeah.
it because
It,
like
it's
yeah.
like wild.
yeah, because
Like
also just
there's
the
things I can't unsee.
there's things you would never think of like watching that you'll get introduced to at Anime Club because generally like for the online audience the main things people are going to talk about is like JJK or One Piece or
Right.
Chainsaw Man, but you go to Anime Club and they're like, we're going to watch some niche ass shit that nobody here wants to fucking watch except for the one guy in the back that brought it and told us we had to watch it.
Yeah,
And
we're
then
gonna watch them dog and scissors. Like,
yeah.
fuck that,
So
man.
that's how you get the like really weird shit, and you expand your taste or your knowledge of what isn't your taste, I guess.
Yeah, no, for
And you kind of learn
for
to
sure.
respect other people's like taste too, because you have to sit through other people's stuff. And kind of learn to be like, okay, okay, they really
I
like it. It makes them happy. Okay,
I
and
learned
then
that most people's taste is trash from Anime Club, and I learned not to respect their taste. I had a very different experience. I had to sit
well, we
through
had a
Watamote for that.
oh, I mean, we also had to sit through Watamote. So, but Watamote was like the degenerate pick of like the season. I think they had, if I remember, we had Attack on Titan, Free, Watamote, and I think it was no, it wasn't Dawkins Sisters that season. It was another like weird pick, but it was like a safe pick. And I remember we were watching it, and it'd be like everyone wanted Attack on Titan because that was the hype thing. Because it was season 1, right? So like, everyone was like hooked, and then they go to Free, and all of the girls were like Free.
Oh my god.
And then they would have a break, and then they'd come back with like Watamote, and like by that point, like the people who wanted the other two shows kind of like either went off to do their own thing or like were just sticking around, and then the degenerates had their time. And then I don't remember the last show was, but the last show was something, but it was a wild time.
God. I
God.
I remember also like our anime club did like going to they went to conventions together and stuff like that. So sometimes like if you haven't been to a convention before, you can always go with the anime club because they'll get like a shared room where it's a lot cheaper instead of having to like pay for a hotel room by yourself or trying to find people to room with. And since they're people you go to club with, you know who they are, and it's a little more doable, and they're all broke college students, so nobody's trying to go to fancy dinners and shit.
Right. Yeah. Oh man, those are all really good points. I really got to make time for this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get so many
Yeah.
memories from it. It's just like don't miss out on it. If you can make a chance to go and like meet some people there, it's worth it because half of the point of college is I guess making connections and making friends out there as well. Like just don't dive into your work too much.
No, absolutely.
So.
Yeah, I just have big time commitments, but definitely need to make time for stuff like that because
Yeah.
I gotta go to a con.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for
but if your
sure.
college runs a convention, don't sign up to run it because it will consume your entire life.
Yeah.
That is my advice as someone who
All
did
right.
that. So
Don't offer to run a convention in general. As someone that has worked conventions
yeah,
for many years, don't do it.
it's fun, but like it is consuming.
It's fun in theory, and then the con's over, and you're like, what did I do for the entire fucking weekend?
You're like, I didn't go to
Nothing.
anything I wanted to. I just directed. I worked. I volunteered to work and not get paid for it.
Yeah. I actually was staff, so I got paid for it, and it still wasn't worth
Oh,
it.
I've never been paid for it. I've always just been like a volunteer. And when I was staff, I was in college, and we technically didn't get paid for it because all the money went back to the college.
I mean,
So
we didn't get paid a lot for it, but we got paid for it, and it was still just like, you know, I could have just not gone to the con. It'd been fine. Like, granted, the last con I staffed for that I got paid for didn't get technically paid for. I got held at gunpoint by one of our guests, so maybe not the best person to give advice from, but
you mean that literally or figuratively?
literally.
Oh,
So
that's scary.
there's a little con that happened here in Houston, and anyone that is from the Houston area will probably know this story. It was called Space City Con. And it happened I'd went one year, and I had went the next year as a volunteer. Which during that year is when they had made me staff. And that second year I had went that was at well, I guess it was the same year because they had 2 cons in 1 year. Anyway, um, that year there was Game of Thrones, and they had like, Jason Momoa was there, and they had like a few other guests from Game of Thrones that were there that I got to see, and I was helping out a friend run a gaming room as well as volunteering, and then they're like, "Hey, by the way, you do security work. You want to be on staff for our next con?" I was like, "Sure." Next con, Sons of Anarchy. Next con, the owner decided he's gonna jump ship with all the money, which means all the checks bounced, or at least most of the checks bounced. All the flights going back home got canceled, and nobody got paid.
It was that con.
Yeah.
Oh.
And in the middle of all this, like, we have guests that are very upset that they did not get paid and they don't want to go do their signings or their panels, and we have people stressing out because they can't get their way home, and guess who's working security? Yeah, it was not fun. Not fun at all. For legal reasons, I will not say which guest was so angry he pulled out a gun on me, but I was so happy about it. I just got a call from my boss asking to come up to a room, and he was like being threatened by one of our guests, and our guest was demanding he get the money, and I was like, "What do you want me to do? I am security. I'm supposed to protect the guests." But like,
I'm supposed to protect them.
but also you're my boss, but also I'm not getting paid, so I'm just gonna leave. So yeah, that con was not fun at all. Got to meet a lot of amazing people through it. It's always a fun story whenever I run into somebody that guessed at that con at another con, and they're like, "Yeah, we've had a worse con experience." I'm like, "Oh yeah, you were at Space City Con," and like, "How do you know?" I'm like, "I was staff there." And then they're like, we share a look and we have a bonding moment, and then we never speak of it again. So
it's just like you also went through hell that day. Yes, and
yeah,
you did too. The
yeah.
end.
Shout out to the guests that didn't get paid and that still showed up to their panels because they knew they had fans that came halfway across the country just to see them. Because they had a whole Sons of Anarchy panel planned, and only 2 of the guests of the like 8 that were supposed to be at the panel showed up at the panel to like answer questions. The rest of them refused, which I understand. You're not getting paid, but also you're a movie star. you make enough money. Like, chill. A lot of the people were able to like get their refunds or get go to another convention here in Houston and see the same guests and get their autograph sessions redeemed and stuff that they paid for. But for the people that like flew in from like Florida and stuff, they just kind of got shit out of luck, I guess, because they're not flying back out to Houston for another con. You know, I don't blame them. But yeah, that con was rough. Don't work at cons. it's not safe. I don't like it.
Noted.
Volunteering is not as bad. It can still be stressful depending on what they throw you in and depending on how well the con is run. But don't staff. People that staff are masochists. So.
They are masochists.
Yeah. Just attend. Go have a good time. Volunteer if you want to save money. But oh god.
Yeah, and hopefully you get lucky and you don't end up getting sick while you're freaking volunteering at a con like I have like the last 2 times.
Funny enough, I have never up until after catching COVID, I guess in 2020, I've never gotten sick at a con. I know, like I never caught COVID at a con. I got sick both times going to Anime Expo, but both times were more sicks from being in different environments, less from getting like a flu or a cold or something that I caught from somebody. And then of course I got bronchitis from being in TwitchCon in Vegas, and that was again environment. So like I've never gotten sick from technically the con. I've gotten sick from traveling. So my immune system does not handle going to drier environments, which is unfortunate because all the cons I want to go to now are in California and it's very dry there. It's sad.
Yup.
I no longer have a desire to go to California, so I will stick with my Midwest conventions.
I don't blame you. But so many of my friends live in Cali, Gail included, and I'm like, I would love to go. I want to go to cons there. I want to visit friends there. But every time I go, I do not want to eat because all the food is mid, and I get sick.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, our food isn't that great. I
Yeah.
won't lie.
At least y'all don't
I
boil hot
remember-
dogs.
It's
I
normal.
remember like 2-3 years ago, Cyan, you went to it was something in LA. I remember you were like, it's so cold here. And I was like, what do you mean? And you were like, it's dry heat. I can't do this. And you were
And-
like freaking out because it was so cold.
It is like so. That was for Anime Expo, I believe.
Oh.
The first one I went to.
Oh.
Yeah, it's so fucking cold. And Shio can attest because she went to Anime Expo with me, and I had a jacket, and when I didn't have a jacket, I was fucking cold. I was like,
Yeah.
I'm standing in the sun to get warm, and I feel like I'm cooking. But minute we get in the shade, I'm like, I'm cold. I'm cold. I'm cold. Give me jacket, please. But
And I'm just sitting there dying immensely at all times. I'm dying and melting.
Yeah.
At all times, I am uncomfortable.
yeah. I mean, granted, the Airbnb we had was a little stuffy and warm.
Yeah, it was a little
But-
warm and stuffy. Yeah.
But that's because there's not really like airflow there. At least it wasn't on Skid Row.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Yeah,
Oh, I've done
Shio-
service there before. It's an experience.
She almost booked us an Airbnb on Skid Row while we are there, so like we had a moment. We
Oh my
had a
gosh.
moment.
I'm sorry that the address took us to the wrong place, man.
I can't believe our Uber driver legit just dropped both of us off in the middle of Skid Row. Like, yeah, this is where y'all want to be, right? Right here next to the pea puddle and the homeless people. Here you go. And he just yeeted our stuff out of his Uber and then left us there.
Damn.
I have never felt so much fear in my life as I did in that moment.
You
Actually,
kept-
that's a lie. My nightmares I have, but like in that moment, I was so scared.
I was so worried that a
Oh my
Lyft driver
gosh.
wasn't going to pick us up where we were at. That was like my biggest concern because like I had to call the next Lyft to pick us up from Skid Row to bring us to our actual Airbnb. And
Yeah.
I was like, they're not gonna come out here. They know this area. Why would they come to Skid Row to pick up people? They know what's out here. And I'm like, oh god, please. This cop keeps driving around, so I feel a little better, but like, please.
At least you saw the cop. I had zero cop vision. I was like, we are going to die. We are going to die. We are going to die.
Bruh. You
I
kept-
was I could tell you could tell I was like doom spiraling and
Yep.
you were like, we gotta stay up here, and I'm like, I'm trying.
I was trying because I'm like, you cannot panic. There are two groups of homeless people staring at us on both ends of the street, and you keep trying to go through the pea puddle gate, and there's more people on the other side of that gate. So we're gonna sit here on this corner until we get the fuck out of here. Luckily
And then
nothing happened.
Fireworks kept going off too, and it kept scaring the shit out of me because it was.
No. One firework went off and she fucking screamed. And I was like, oh my god, we're actually gonna die here now.
Is fireworks and gunshots sound the same? I'm
They
sorry.
do not. They sound
do.
very different.
They sound the same to me. They both
Um,
go bang and they're loud, and that's a gun.
it's a very different sound of bang. But yeah, it was kind of funny looking back on it because like they had one lady that she came up and or was it a lady or a dude? I don't even remember. Like came up and asked.
Lady.
It was a lady. Okay, came up and asked if we were okay, and I was like, you seem nice, but also please don't talk to us right now. I'm trying to get us safe somewhere. I appreciate your concern, but
So, you know what the other funny thing is? So, you know how like Lyft and Uber also rate you based on your rides?
Yeah.
I totally would have think that that guy would have just given us a 1 because of where he had to go. No, he still gave us a 5.
What the fuck?
And I was like, "Fuck you, asshole."
Oh
And the
my
worst
god.
part is it closed and I couldn't rate him back. And I
Mm.
was like, I wanted to give him like
Oh my
not a 1,
god.
not a 5. I was like, "Sir, you are not concerned for our safety."
I mean, that's even my Uber in Las Vegas does not top the Uber to Skid Row, because like I got my Uber driver in Las Vegas picking me up from the airport, picked up the wrong person and left me stranded at the airport for half an hour and almost cost me $50. So,
Sir, you that's not me in your vehicle.
yep. Very much not me, very much a short Asian dude that he picked up named Matthew. So,
Damn, kind of screwed that one up.
very much so. Because we're assuming, so the way the Las Vegas airport works for Uber is they have little parking spots, and you wait in a wait area, and when your Uber or Lyft pulls up into a parking spot, they text you what spot they're in. And as I was walking up to mine was 9B. But yeah, not B9. As I'm getting to the B section, I'm at B8, and as I'm at B8, there's a car already there, but my car is pulling away, and I'm trying to like wave him down, and he's gone, and I call him, and he's not answering, and I text him like, "Hey, you picked up the wrong people," and he's not responding, and I call him again, and he's not answering, and I'm like, "All right," and the dude waiting in B8, he's like, was that your Lyft? And I was like, yep. And he's like, I think he picked up somebody else. And I'm like, yeah, you think? And we sat there and chatted for like 30 minutes because he was waiting for his person to show up, and his person conveniently canceled his Uber right as my driver got to my hotel. So, and I couldn't cancel mine because it was registering that I was in the car, so I couldn't even like dispute it or call another Lyft until after the ride had finished. So,
Wow.
yep. So that was fun. I also learned that if you have to dispute a claim on Lyft for any reason whatsoever, going through its dispute thing, no matter how many times you do it, does not matter. Just go to Twitter, because I just DM'd the Twitter and they fixed it immediately. But I tried to dispute the charge like 5 times over the weekend, and nothing happened. So.
I see. Oh my
Yeah.
Okay,
Lesson
so
learned.
Twitter is the answer.
Yes. I don't know about Uber, but it worked for Lyft. So the whoever helped me on there was very helpful, or whatever AI handled the situation. So I just sent them a couple screenshots, and they gave me my money back. Yeah, that's actually both trips this year as well. Like that was the Skid Row trip and the Las Vegas trip were within months of each other. That's terrifying.
That's and I think we still travel by ourselves.
Yep. Yeah, I'm still gonna do it again.
It has not deterred us. Yep.
No.
Except I'm going to drive where I want to go because I am a driver. I drive where I want to go.
Bruh. Even if I had a car and a license, I still would not drive to Cali. That's
Oh no, I'm not gonna drive to Cali. I'm like, oh, it's in Cali. That Cali doesn't exist. The only time I'll go to Cali is for another connecting flight out of the United States or something. Like,
yeah.
I'm good.
It's a 34-hour drive to LA from where I live, and most of that is through Texas still. So you get to the edge of Texas and you're past the halfway point. I hate my statement.
I was about to say, I was like, what? It's not that far from LA to Texas, but I guess it depends on how deep in Texas you are.
Yeah.
And she's very deep in Texas.
I'm actually, I mean, I guess I kind of am. No, there's nothing really in the
You're
middle
so
of
deep that
Texas.
it's a 16-hour drive for me to go to your place, and most of that is in Texas.
Well, that's
Like,
because it's
literally
like
only like 3 hours. 3 hours of it is not in Texas. The rest of it is in Texas.
okay, to be fair, to drive from one tip of Texas to the bottom, from top to bottom, is like 16 to 17 hours. Okay, so 13 of that is still not that bad. It's just Texas is fucking wide, okay? Cause like it's 3 hours for me to get to any other big city, which isn't bad. Cause like it's 3 hours for me to get to Austin, it's 3 hours for me to get to Dallas. And then additional 3 hours to get from Dallas to Oklahoma, or additional, well, it's a lot more to get from Austin outside of Texas because Texas goes out to a point to El Paso. So, yeah. Weird shit.
How is it actually less time for me to drive there than it is for you to drive there? I'm further away.
To Austin?
No, to LA.
Really? I don't know.
Because you said it would take you like 36 hours.
Yeah.
And it would take me 26.
Yeah, it was 36 because my first trip to Anime Expo was actually supposed to be a drive.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, me and a friend were supposed to go to Anime Expo together, and then she ended up bailing very last minute. And I ended up having to get a flight. No, not a flight. A Greyhound to
Holy shit.
yeah.
Oh my god. That's
So
hell. That's hell.
You are in the trenches when you're getting a Greyhound.
so
Well, Greyhounds aren't bad for small distances, but if you're driving that long in a Greyhound, oh my god.
yeah, it was actually it's only 22 hours right now. Yes, because of traffic. It was 36 by the bus, I believe, or 36 that we had clocked as well for the drive, but also with us doing a stop, I guess.
Yeah, that makes more sense. Okay, because I was like, how does it take less time to drive? Okay, no, that makes sense with the bus. Yes.
So here's the fun thing, right? The for initial trip to Anime Expo was supposed to be, it was gonna be me, my best friend, my other friend, and the other friend's sister, who is also my best friend's girlfriend. Right? And this was our little four group. But then my best friend bailed out, and my friend bailed out. So I am now going to Anime Expo with my best friend's girlfriend, who is also my friend's sister, who I don't interact with. So I was at Anime Expo with somebody I know by name and I know they exist, and that is it. And we rode that Greyhound together by ourselves the entire way.
Holy shit.
Yep. It was chill. Like she could tell, like I was ready for it because, like, I've taken Greyhound before to other cons, so I had my laptop ready. I had some movies downloaded. I had headphones, and like I just gave her one of my earbuds, and we sat there and watched anime together for 36 hours. But
You get through a lot of anime in 36 hours.
we did a decent amount. I kept passing out, so I just end up sleeping a lot on the Greyhound at this point. Like, I'm gonna be honest, if you can have the option to take a Greyhound or an Amtrak train, take an Amtrak. Because one, more foot space, two, you can get up and walk around, three, you can recline the seats back and fucking sleep. Greyhound, not so much. It wasn't so bad having somebody because I didn't have a stranger sitting next to me the entire time. But it was still like a very kind of awkward way to get to know my best friend's girlfriend, you know? She was really sweet.
Yeah.
They ended up breaking up not long after that, but it was like, okay.
Like, you left me on this bus with a stranger who's your best friend, like, for 36 hours there and 36 hours back.
God, I don't even know why they actually broke up, to be honest. I was never told. But
It was the bus trip.
Probably. I probably
It
started.
did it.
I started talking about anime
That's
dudes
why
too
they
much.
never told you.
No. I just know like they weren't talking, and my friend just was like, "You don't talk to me anymore," and her friend was like not responding, and it just ended up like that. And I was like, "Okay, whatever. I don't. Y'all do y'all's thing. I don't care. As long as you're not crying about it, I'm not going to like care." But if my friend was like upset about it, I'd care. But she was just like, "That's whatever." So yeah, no, Anime Expo has just led to some very interesting travel stories, I guess, for me. Because
Yeah.
that was.
Yeah.
And actually, no, Oh my god, it's just me going out of state. Because the shit going to Otakon, of where my flight got fucking delayed, and then I got abandoned at an airport.
Oh God. Yeah.
I just shouldn't go out of state anymore. I shouldn't fly out of state.
Now you are now psyching me out on this plane trip I'm supposed to be going to in like 2 weeks. Like, stop psyching me out.
Liz.
It's my brother's first time on a plane.
What airline are you
Oh.
flying?
We're going Southwest.
Yes.
Okay, I have no
the way to
experience
go.
with them, so
I've when I went to Expo, I do Southwest. So I'm familiar with Southwest.
the only times I've never had problems with flying has been with Spirit. So I think I'm gonna forever fly with Spirit now because Delta almost didn't have seats for me on both my flights to Anime Expo. Like they overbooked their flight greatly, and for some reason the fact that I booked my flight months in advance, they're like, yeah, we might not have a seat for you, so we might have to put you on the next flight tomorrow. And I'm like, that's not cool. I paid for this flight and I have to be there, and because the hotel's my name. And on the flight back, they were also like, hey, yeah, we overbooked our flight. And there was like 6 of us waiting out there praying that we would have seats to go home. And United is the one where the flight got completely canceled. Spirit, I've never had a problem. Never tried Southwest, but I think I'm going to stick Spirit because all 3 flights I've had with Spirit have gone off without a hitch. It's like, we're good. I have a seat. I get to pick what seat I'm in. The seats are small, but I'm small, so it's fine. I'm just gonna chill here with my laptop and watch a movie.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Traumatized.
Yeah, I think I've never had flight trouble at all so far.
Yeah.
Except I got scared on my one flight, but that's fine. Oh, I could have had the Swifty flight.
The Swifty flight?
The Swifty flight. That was, yeah. So when we were driving back from Anime Expo,
Oh yeah.
after I stayed up all night, because I don't know how airports work. My connecting flight was an hour. An hour flight was the dumbest connecting flight in all of existence because it was like Kansas City to St. Louis. Like that's a stupid connecting flight. Like you were in the air and you ascend and then you descend. That's the whole flight.
Oh my
It's
god.
so dumb. But the entire because that was the night of Taylor Swift's concert in Kansas City. So my entire flight was all Taylor Swifties. Every single one of them. And I just sat there and like a lot of Swifties are really chill. These were not chill Swifties. These were like almost mean Swifties. I'm like, what the fuck, man? Like, what is going on? I was
Oh my
just like,
god.
I'm just gonna sit here with my holding my skateboard, trying not to fall asleep and die, drinking coffee and yeah, I'm just gonna chill here.
Oh my
And
god.
then pray you guys don't talk to me because you guys are not. I hear in your conversation you guys are not nice. Cool shit. So that was a journey. I was like just praying, like, please don't all break out singing Taylor Swift songs. I swear to God, you all start singing Taylor Swift on this. I am going to jump out of this plane. Like I'm so done. They
Oh
didn't,
my
thank
god.
God. But I was like, I swear to God. And when I got
I
off my flight, I was like one of like 10 people to get off the flight. And I'm like, and they were going to Texas. That was the worst part. They were all going to Texas.
Oh my god. Lord. I remember we had a Taylor Swift concert here. I don't think it was the same one tour or same one because it was way after Anime Expo, at least a
No, it's the
month or
same
so.
tour. She literally's been on tour that long.
Okay. Well, it was like way after, but like I remember they had to shut down all of downtown because there were too many people downtown and they couldn't get any of the buses through, and I couldn't get to work because my bus that took me to work had to drive through downtown and it couldn't leave downtown. So I had to take a lift to work because the buses stopped running because the Taylor Swift fans were too mobby in the downtown to let people through. Gotta love that. I don't know. I've never met a Swiftie, so
Oh, I was in a sorority with all Swifties, so
I just assume they're like
yeah.
K-pop fans.
Yeah, they're just like really just hardcore fans. And well, it's like, which is why it's like they're normally nice people, because normally people who are really into like really dedicated to someone like that are usually pretty chill.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, the people on that flight were not chill. That they were just making fun of people the entire time, and I'm like, how?
love that.
I was
Very
like, I
encouraging.
can't wait to go on my flight, and then you guys make fun of me now. So great.
Doesn't Taylor Swift just have a bunch of songs about accepting people and shit? Like, isn't that her
Yeah,
whole vibe?
and breaking up.
Well, that was her old thing was breaking up, but now doesn't she has a gay pride
Yeah,
song and
she's
everything.
dating some guy who's on the Kansas City Chiefs, and every single time my parents have a football game up, it's just Taylor Swift, and I'm like, I'm done. I am like, why does this woman haunt me? I swear to God.
You know, I knew she was dating some kind of sportster. I did not register that he was like a Midwest team sports thing. I just
He's on the Kansas City Chiefs, and of course, like everyone's following football right because they're doing well right now, and the playoffs are coming up and everything. And well, the playoffs are going on, and Super Bowl's coming up and whatever, and they're doing okay. And so every single game, it's like, oh here, and then it's like a million shots at Taylor Swift's in the booth cheering him on, and I'm like, Taylor Swift, please stop coming to Kansas City. I swear to God, like I I can't deal with this. This woman haunts me. She
so
haunts me.
so she's just gonna become their new mascot then, I guess.
Maybe. Like when I was younger, I did not like, I hated Taylor Swift. Like all the girls in my school loved her. They were obsessed with her. And they're like, oh my God. And they kept singing all their songs. And I'm just like, being the weeb I am, I do not like Taylor Swift. And I don't know what happened in college. Like high school flip switched and I kind of accepted her. But like, I I hated her so much when I was younger, and now she's just terrorizing me as an adult. And I'm like, ma'am, please, I beg you, stop.
Karma for you trying to be an edgy weeb and not liking pop music.
No, back then she was country. She was country back then.
She was country pop. She was
Like her first album was like country though. Like
it was country
country that I
pop.
didn't want.
It's very much still very pop music though.
Yeah,
It's
no,
just
she's very pop. Like very like after that first album, she was very pop.
no,
But
that
like,
first album was very pop. It's country pop, but it's still very pop. Take that from
if you
somebody
hear
that
the
lives.
renditions I had to listen to,
Oh,
Wisconsin is all country, ma'am. Like,
so is Texas.
yeah, it was very. I just was like, I'm so done.
Like Taylor Swift was for the teenage girls that wanted to be country, but they also were too young to be into Britney Spears, so they were into Taylor Swift. So, like, it's still very much pop music.
I was a Britney Spears kid. I'm like, that bitch was my girl. And then all the girls were like, no, Taylor Swift. And I'm like, Britney, bitch. I think I'm funny.
I'm in pain.
Gail, who was your favorite female pop celebrity growing up?
That's a good question. I don't actually know.
I like female pop celebrities. I know I listened to
Okay.
some Christina Aguilera, but that was mostly because of my sisters.
You don't have to like love them. It's just be like the one you tolerated the most.
See, this is the problem is I didn't grow up around a lot of pop music.
Oh, that works.
So I grew up around either a lot of country or a lot of old school rock and roll because my mom was into like Ozzy Osbourne, Aerosmith, Whitesnake, stuff like that. And my dad listened to a lot of like older music as well. And my sisters, the ones that listened to pop, didn't interact with me much because they were just too busy absorbed in their TRL phase. The ones my brothers were the ones I was closest with, and they all listened to country music. So that's why I was like, Taylor Swift is something my sisters would have listened to, but not something my brothers would have listened to. Like my sisters who were obsessed with boy bands, Britney Spears, Christina Aguilera, Spice Girls, they would listen to Taylor Swift. I'm pretty sure they probably do, and they probably have before, because they're the only reasons I knew of her first album was because they bought it and they listened to it all the time. But brothers were very country, and that was all I listened to was a lot of Trace Adkins and yeah. I'm like,
yeah.
I'm thinking of female songs, female artists I listened to when I was younger, and I'm like Shania Twain, and I'm like, wait, no, Rita McEntire, no, wait.
Okay, Shania Twain's nice. That counts.
Yeah, that would be my. But those are all country, so
that's fine. They can be a country pop star. They don't have to be pop.
Yeah, I mean, there's still less pop than like Taylor Swift or something. Like, and that's still like, oh yeah, Dolly Parton. My taste in music has changed so much.
I don't think I actually had like that pop star person that I listened to a bunch. Like in middle school, I mainly just listened to like Green Day and whatnot. So
why does that
there
fit
was that.
so well?
And then by the time, yeah, I know it fits. And then by high school, I was just listening to The Weeknd and Eminem. So I don't know. I just never really had like that pop star. That I mean, unless you consider The Weeknd, but I consider him more like R&B than pop. So I don't know. I never really had like a pop star that I was super into.
Pop isn't a. This is my take. Pop isn't a genre. Pop is literally what's popular. It's not a genre. It's just what's popular.
But you wanted to push back that Taylor Swift wasn't pop in her first album.
She wasn't super popular back
then.
Yes,
she was. She was fucking everywhere.
Oh my god, nah, she's back then it was just like, oh, okay, whatever. And then she got bigger. And I was like,
she got bigger, but she was still big when she like that first album dropped. She was fucking huge.
No, like because I went to like a place and they're like, I've never heard of this Taylor Swift girl in my life, and I'm like, great, we can be friends. And then she came out with her next album, and all they're like, oh my god, have you heard of Taylor Swift? I'm like, this lady won't leave me alone. Taylor Swift haunts me, and I just can't.
Taylor Swift was everywhere where I lived when that first album dropped. It was the weird one with the blue cover, I think. I don't remember. It just has her face on it when she still used to have super curly hair still.
Yeah, with the teardrops on my guitar.
Yeah. And like I could not stop hearing that song everywhere I fucking went. So I'm like, fucking everywhere. I heard that song more than anything else. But
Yeah.
also, you wanted to pick
whatever guitar.
it's pop is just what's popular, but you want to push that like isekai is still everything that goes to another world. Woman, Bleach is not an isekai.
Wait, hold up. You think Bleach? Oh, no,
Bleach is an isekai.
No, it's not.
They go to a whole nother universe.
That
Then they have
universe
to be
is
dead
a
to
part
get there.
of their.
And they have to be
It's
dead
not a
to get
different.
there.
Okay, one, it's not a different universe. It's a different world. Two, they're still like interconnected in the same. They interact with the two worlds. Like, yes, they have to be dead to go to the Soul Society, but also the Soul Reapers like interact with Earth. Like, if they were mutually exclusive, maybe, but they're not.
Gail,
Yeah,
I love you so much.
Mutually exclusive.
Yes, they are.
Isekai's like the world. Like the genre never said it had to be mutually exclusive.
There's one. It's not. It's literally
That's
not
why
explained.
The part-timer exists too. Like that's still an isekai, and
and they don't go back and forth. They're no, they don't.
They go back and forth.
Do. The first season they didn't.
I do know.
Not the first season.
Maybe not the main characters, but like the side characters too.
Main character is all that matters.
Yeah, still it goes back and forth.
Nope. Also, most isekai fans don't consider Devil as a part-timer an isekai because it's a reverse isekai.
It is. It's still an isekai by definition.
No.
Yeah.
Bleach is not an isekai.
I die on the hill that Bleach is an isekai. I die on the hill.
This woman is going to die on the hill that Bleach is an isekai, which means Dragon Ball Z is also a magical girl isekai.
Bad.
I'll subscribe to that, actually. That's lit.
I hated her. No, because like isekai isn't just like, it's not a thing where it's okay, only thing that has to happen is they go to another world, because it's not a genre. Isekai is not a genre. If we're treating it like a genre, then yes, but it's not a genre. It's never been labeled as a genre. The only people that label it as a genre that are people that don't understand what genres are.
It's a theme.
Yes.
Yeah. And the theme and they go to another world.
No, because a theme has to have more broader strokes to it. A theme has to have the overarching.
Yeah, very broad. Very broad.
No, it has to have things that lead up to it throughout the entire. The theme has to take place throughout the entire show. Otherwise, anything with a female with magical powers is a magical girl show, which is 90% of anime. Anything with anything slightly competitive is a sports anime. Anything with even the slightest bit of like goo eyes is a romance, like romantic subtext, which would be 90% of anime. Then there's no point in having themes.
A lot of anime does have romantic subtext, like,
but it doesn't deserve the tag just because it has it, because it isn't an overarching theme throughout the show, which means it's not a theme. A scene can have romantic subtext, but if the rest of the show does not, it doesn't get the tag.
It might not be the main theme, but it's still there.
But it's not a tag. It's not going to be a theme tag if it's not all there the entire time, because the tags exist for something that is prevalent throughout the series. You're not going to watch a series for a 30-second scene with 1,000 episodes.
You don't understand how I work that, because I will 100% go trudge through a long series for one 30-minute scene.
So
that's how I watched Yamada-kun.
So what if I told you there was a really cute scene in a redo of Healer manga after where the anime takes place?
No.
Oh, you going back? It's right up your alley.
There's limits.
Yeah, no, that's nothing in that is cute. There's nothing cute in that.
It's rivals to lovers. It's enemies to lovers.
And it's sick.
So no, you're not going to
No.
read or watch an anime just because
No,
of one
I'm
fucking
saying
scene.
if it appeals to me, if I like it, I will. Because
Yeah,
no,
because there has to be other
I
things
want
that
to
appeal to
see.
you.
Yes, but this you haven't shown me the scene, and B, yeah, no, there's no way. Like like this, I have to know what the scene is, and I have to watch it and be like, oh yeah, I think that I want to get there. But like, there's nothing in Redo Wheeler that's gonna make me want to get there.
Except it
Stand by
has
that.
a scene in it that's very similar to one of your favorite fanfics.
Look, I don't base my taste off of that fanfic anymore. That fanfic, it has become a part of me that I can't scrape off. And also I am struggling to trudge through it again. Like I'm trying to reread it right now, and I'm struggling. I'm struggling. I've been trying to reread this for like 2 years, and I'm like stuck. I go back to it, and I'm like, oh, we're still here. And I read like 5 pages, and I'm like, I can't do this anymore.
All I'm saying is what you're arguing is anti-list logic, which is what I hate, because things don't deserve a tag if they only have 2% of it in a series. I think the point of a theme tag is if it's prevalent for the series, and if it's only there for
saying that like
it
has
is
to have a
because
tag on the thing. I'm saying like it doesn't take away from the fact that it can be.
it does. That's the entire point. If it's not prevalent enough in there, it does not deserve the tag. Because every show,
fair.
any show of any type is going to have some sort of romance. It's going to
Saying
have
it's not
some sort of
prevalent is still agreeing that it's there though.
yeah, but that doesn't give it the tag. I'm not disagreeing that
you're
they go
agreeing
to
that
a
it's
different
there.
word. I'm not disagreeing that they go to a different world. I'm disagreeing that that makes it an isekai because it doesn't get the isekai tag if it's not prevalent throughout the series. If it's not a going theme throughout the entire series, then it's not the theme of the series. If it's there for one episode, that's just a one-shot episode.
But I go to other worlds multiple times, so it is prevalent.
On what?
Well, I mean, I guess the theme, if we're specifically talking about Bleach, like the theme of going to other worlds, like the adventure part is going there, but I would say that them being in other worlds is not what drives the story to happen. So, like, if you juxtapose it to like ReZero, for example, the reason why ReZero happens is because it is the adventure of Subaru, like trying to adjust to this new life in a new world and him doing what he can to survive and whatnot. Bleach, well, number one, yes, it's a new world, but like it's also just like a physical manifestation of the afterlife, which is like still a part of our world, which is
Who
why
knows?
there's like
The
that.
world in ReZero could actually be the afterlife, and he just
But
doesn't
it's not.
realize that.
But it's
Maybe you don't
not.
know.
Unless it's established that that's the case, it's not. It is
I mean, like,
established in
regardless of
it's established in Bleach that the
But
Soul
Subaru
Society
had
is
to die to get there.
no, he was reborn or he was reincarnated or whatever. He was transported there.
Yeah, but to be reincarnated, you have to usually something happens.
He's not dead though. He's not.
well, I mean,
It's not the
regardless
land
of
of the dead.
regardless of how you want to classify like the two worlds, the point is that in ReZero, the story is because Subaru is a fish out of water in this new world and needs to survive. Bleach is not because Ichigo goes to the Soul Society. Bleach is like everything that happens has nothing to do with because they're in one world or the other. The story is an action story that is just happening, and it just so happens that there is travel between different worlds in the show.
All right, so that was the episode of Rice Ball Conflict. You can find us at RiceCon Podcast on Twitter, Rice Ball Conflict on podcast. We are on Spotify and Google Podcast as well. I'm Lady Shio. You can find me at Lady Shio on Twitter, Shirley Sunomiya on YouTube, and Sharon's on Twitter. I'm sorry, on Twitch. Cyan, where can they find you?
I am Cyan Kincaid on Twitch and Twitter and everywhere else.
All right, and Gail, where can they find you? Our beloved guest who came on here. Thank you.
Pretty sure it's just Gael SOTFS on Twitter. I'm kind of retired on Twitch now, so I won't plug that. But yeah, just Twitter, Gael SOTFS.
All right. Thank you so much for tuning in, and let us know what you think on the episode down below. We look forward to seeing you. Thank you for tuning in. Bye.
Boy.